At UFC 291, all eyes will be on the main card, which features some of the best fighters on the planet. But the prelims are going to be absolutely insane as well, so you can't afford to leave your seats for this one. Here are the 3 must-see fights on the prelim card from UFC 291 live from Salt Lake City. Must-see fight number 1, Derek Lewis versus Marcos Rogerio de Lima. Derek the Black Beast Lewis needs no introduction. He's one of the most iconic heavyweights in all of MMA history, with more than a dozen knockouts to his name, and he's known as the Knockout King for a reason. But Marcos Rogerio de Lima is a veteran in his very own right, who has 14 career wins by knockout, and he's out to secure his biggest victory over Derek Lewis. The question is, who will come out on top when the dust settles? Lewis has made a career out of knocking out his opponents. He's hardly the most technical guy you'll see, but he's an opportunist. De Lima is more aggressive in comparison. He's razor focused, keeps on marching forward like a Terminator, and is poised to take his opponent out without wasting any time. Having only lost once by knockout, the Brazilian has a very sturdy chin and he can take a shot. De Lima is a very powerful individual who is very educated on the mat as well. But Derek Lewis is a hard man to take down. The fight is literally a coin toss. These 2 heavyweights are gonna bring violence, and every UFC fan is gonna wanna watch it. Can De Lima do the unthinkable? As durable as Lewis is, we have seen him get cracked in recent years. So it won't be surprising if the Brazilian earns a knockout. But we can also not rule out the possibility of Lewis sleeping his opponent through a big counterpunch. This fight is difficult to call, but my pick is going to be Lewis via knockout. Must-see fight number 2, Trevin Giles versus Gabriel Bonfim. With names like Khamzat Chimaev, Ian Gary, and Shavkat Rakhmonov, Gabriel Bonfim is a real deal threat at welterweight as well. The Brazilian grappling ace is 14-0 in MMA, with 11 submissions and 3 knockout victories to his name. At only 25 years old, Bonfim has a 100% finish rate and is coming off first-round submission victories in Dana White's Contender Series against Trey Waters and in his UFC debut against Munir Lazzez at UFC 283. This kid is special, but Trevin Giles is an exceptionally good fighter in his own right, and he'll be more than ready to derail the Bonfim hype train. Make no mistake about it, Bonfim can crack on the feet. He has solid striking fundamentals and tools to keep his opponents on their heels. But he does have visible holes in his game. For example, when throwing a jab, he keeps his chin up in the air, and that's a big no-no when you're facing a fighter like Giles, who has exceptional boxing fundamentals, a very educated jab, and good combinations. Grappling is Bonfim's bread and butter, and he'll be looking to take the fight to the mat and finish the job with a submission. Giles is an exceptionally well-rounded fighter, however. He can strike, he can wrestle, and he can grapple. The American is 16-4 in MMA, with 6 wins by knockout and 6 by submission, so he's a very dangerous fight for the young prospect. But more than anything else, Giles has a very good takedown defense, which should come in handy on fight night. If Giles can stop those takedown attempts, he is going to make this fight extremely interesting and maybe find a way to pull off the upset. Still, I think Bonfim will be able to do what he does best and earn another win in the UFC. Must-see fight number 3, Roman Kopylov versus Claudio Ribeiro. This fight will be an exciting chess match. Roman Kopylov is riding a 2-fight winning streak and is looking to add to his impressive 10-2 record. A well-rounded fighter, Kopylov will try to systematically and dominate his opponent to earn a knockout. 9 of Kopylov's wins have come by way of KO. Interestingly, His opponent is pretty much the exact same. Claudio Ribeiro is a violent man who has won all of his 11 fights by way of knockout, and anyone who has seen his fights knows that he is coming for his 12th career finish. Don't blink during this fight. Taking Kopylov out is easier said than done. The Russian has great movement, crisp combinations, and works off the jab very well. And these particular attributes will work well against Ribeiro. Kopylov is a big middleweight, and he should use his length, reach, and fighting IQ to good effect. This will be an interesting matchup to say the least, and you'll definitely want to tune in. Ribeiro will be absolutely looking for a finish and looking for it early. That being said still, my pick is going to be Kopylov by unanimous decision. There you have it, fight fans. These are the 3 must-see fights on the UFC 291 preliminary card, live from the Delta Center in Salt Lake City, Utah this Saturday, only on pay-per-view.